What? Bloody hell.
I think for the first time we're speechless.
Greetings, we are here in Clifton in Bristol.
We were at the shop Otomi, a shop that imports a lot of products from Mexico. So we've come here today so we can get some of those ingredients for our Texas Brisket Chili that we'll be making today. Alana is absolutely loving everything in the shop, the colours, everything to just look at. I think she's got a sensory overload, hasn't she? I think I have too. I found loads of things that I want to buy already.
We're going to do a quick tour of the shop and then we're going to buy the ingredients for the Brisket Texas Chili. Okay, so we are now back from Otomi. Huge thank you to Alex and Louise who really looked after us. Lovely, lovely people. We'll put their details in the description below. So what did we buy?
What didn't we buy? That was like a new little Aladdin's key for me. I know we bought a lot, didn't we? We were getting quite excited looking around there. So let's have a look what we bought. What we bought.
Yeah.
Daddy's crisps, yeah.
Tortilla chips.
Not for today's video, but I saw it, so we had to buy it. Some of the masa flour, I think that's the corn flour, so we can make our own corn tortillas and maybe even some cornbread.
And they actually had this in a blue colour as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So you can make blue tortillas.
We decided to add to our collection. And we bought a Mexican cooking book.
Oh, sorry.
Now hopefully we can make some nice Mexican food, because since we went to Texas and we tried all that Tex-Mex, we had so much flavour that we want to try cooking some more, don't we?
Yeah.
So we also bought poporindo.
They were really nice.
Mango poporindo di tamarindo, and Alex was letting us try things as we were going around the store, so the hospitality we received from them was brilliant, and this one was for Alana to try, and I mean crazy, wasn't it? How much flavour you get from these little chewy bars. They were amazing.
And they had a nice a spice to them as well, a spice and a little bit of sweet or candy, and this one ate it like a champ, didn't she?
Yeah. It is. It was like nothing we would have ever had before.
No.
So that was a great choice. We have got, so we've seen these in Texas where we went to get some of the tacos. We didn't try any whilst we were in Texas, so we thought we'd try some today. Some burritos. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Burritos.
Okay.
So we're going to try these as well while we're cooking.
Yeah, we just got a bit too excited and thought, oh, let's just try some of these foods. When we were in Texas as well, with our breakfast tacos, we got all the different salsas, and we saw these, which are actually made here in Bristol, and we bought these to try. So we're going to try these later today. So we've got the coriander and lime salsa, and we've got the tomatillo and avocado salsa. If I said that really wrong, I apologise, but I thought my accent was quite good on that one.
Very good.
When we tried the breakfast tacos, we particularly liked the green coloured sauces. A lot of you were like, oh, maybe it was this, maybe it was that, but we couldn't remember what it was. So we thought we'd try that. And then the reason we actually went to this store,
this is some extra stuff that we weren't planning to buy, but
the reason we went was to get the chilies. So we got the pasilla chilies.
Chili.
Yeah. Guajillo. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Chili. We got the ancho chili. And we got the chipotle. So we are going to be using those chilies today to make our Texas Brisket Chili. We have learned that the chili powder we get here may not be the same as the Texas chili powder. And the recipe that we've gone for today does call for Texas chili powder. So we're going to attempt to make our own because we can't get the Mexican, or is it Gebhardt's brand over here? Well, not in time for this video anyway. So we're going to make our own chili powder as well for this chili, and we're really excited because we have got some brisket flat that we're going to actually make this chili from. And I've never made chili with like the chunks of beef. I've always made ground beef.
ground beef, yeah.
And beans. And I know that's a bit of a bone of contention in Texas. Not sure if it is in Mexico, so let us know as well. Like, where did the beans come from in chilies? Because we've always had beans in chili. Well, I've always had beans in chilies.
I can take it or leave it beans, to be honest, in the chili.
The reason they don't use it in Texas for like competition chilies, it just bulks it all out, so it bulks the dish out, and you can't taste the flavours of the chili. You want that chili to stand on its own. So that's the reason, I believe, that they don't put beans in or any other fillers. So that's what we are trying today. So I just want to give one last shout out. So we went to Otomi today and had a look for the Mexican spices so that we can make this dish. But big shout out to Lux Leather, one of our subscribers and friends of the channel, who actually pinpointed this particular shop to us from America, Arizona to be precise. Yep. So we're just loving the fact that on this journey of us trying American cuisine, we are finding so many things here in our hometown, such as like the Texas barbecue places, such as Otomi, the Mexican store we just went to. We're just loving it, aren't we?
Yep, right, I think it's time to start cooking.
Cooking revenge.
Okay, so we've got our brisket. Now in the UK, a lot of you will know, or some of you may not know, the brisket over here is actually rolled. Oh no, it's in two bits. A bit of a mohawk there that will be trimmed off if you were smoking. Okay, right, fat on top, and we're doing this into 1/4 inch cubes, aren't we?
We are. Bacon fat to be able to cook this. So we've got streaky bacon, as we call it over here, because it's a bit more fatty. I've learned from past mistakes that I use back bacon and it isn't quite as fatty, so we didn't have as much bacon grease. So we're just going to chop this up into some chunks, ready to go in our new Lodge cast iron Dutch oven, which I'm very excited about cooking in today. So massive thank you to Randy.
Thank you, Randy,
who sent this to us. It was so kind of you, and I know we're going to love cooking and eating everything from this.
Yeah, so we'll be taking this out on its maiden voyage today.
Woohoo! Okay, in with 4 slices of bacon. We're just going to let that cook until it is nice and crispy. Now, I'm no cook, but when my dad used to cook pork, and we had a lot of pork dishes growing up, because pork's quite big in Poland, he always said, like, in pork dishes, brown's your, like, friend. And I think in a lot of dishes, because that's where a lot of the taste and the seasoning is, you don't want to burn it. I think there's a lot of flavour in that brown bits on the bottom of the pan. And when I was watching the video for this actual recipe from urbancowgirllife.com to make this Texas Brisket Chili, she had a lot of brown in the bottom of the pan, and she was like, yeah, it's fine, and just carries on cooking. So No hating on the brown bits. If anyone has got one of these Lodge cast iron enamelled Dutch ovens, then please let us know how you treat yours, because I want this to be something that I can last a lifetime and we can pass down to Alana so she can cook in when she's older as well. This Texas Brisket Chili has won lots of different competitions, and I think for a lot of the subscribers for urbancowgirllife.com won competitions with this recipe too. So I know there are lots of different recipes. Let us know in the comments below if you've got a specific recipe, or reach out to us and send us your recipe, because I love chili as I know chili. I know it's going to be nothing like this, but I guarantee you we're going to love this chili too. I think this is quite crispy now, so I'm going to take it out, set it aside, ready to be added back in later. But we're going to go ahead when this pan is empty and cook that brisket.
We're going to add the brisket now. I need to do it in 3 sets, or 3 lots. So a bit of salt, bit of pepper. Now I probably made these chunks a little bit too big, but hey, go big or go home.
Everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Oh yeah. Cheers.
I hope we got that noise on camera.
I think the whole street heard that. Right, so this is the next batch. This is all going to be done in the Dutch oven, yeah?
It is, yes.
Wow, cool. And all these flavours are just going to come through, aren't they?
Yep.
On the Dutch oven. Okay, that's the 3 lot of brisket.
Okay, now in with onions.
We just added a little bit of salt. I managed to get some of the bottom off. This is something quite nice about frying up onions. Lovely smell. If you've got any more suggestions or ideas for other things that we can cook in this Dutch oven, let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. And if you are a subscriber and we choose your recipe, we will shout you out on that video. And it's absolutely free to be a subscriber. Just hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. You'll be notified every time we upload a video trying your amazing food. These onions look lovely.
Okay, so in there you have got 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon of cumin powder. You've got half a teaspoon of dried thyme, half a teaspoon of chipotle chili powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. You need to pop that in to the onions and stir it.
There he goes.
What I'm working on over here is our Texas chili powder, and we need 3.5 tablespoons. So I'm making our own Texas chili powder from a recipe I found online, which I'll also link in the description, as well as this Texas Brisket Chili recipe. You can let us know if you think the recipe is an authentic version of Texas chili powder.
Now, do we need to put any oil in with this? Because obviously it's gone quite dry with all this lovely ingredients.
Yeah. So this is our Texas chili powder, and we need 3.5 tablespoons of this in.
Wow.
There we go.
Isn't this great what we're learning, isn't it? Trying all these new foods. Absolutely amazing. I wouldn't have known back in lockdown I'd be doing anything remotely like this. It's just incredible, isn't it?
It is, and we are loving this journey, so we want to thank everybody that is on this journey with us, who subscribes to the channel and who interact with us through the comments, who send us emails, through visiting the website and all of our social media platforms, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So thank you everybody for supporting us. We couldn't do it without you. We bloody love you all. Right, in with some pasilla chili.
Oh, pasilla.
I think that's how you pronounce it. I was having lessons earlier when we were at Otomi, but I may have forgotten already. Now in with some garlic. So we just got to cook that for 1 more minute, and then we've got to add the seared meat back in.
looks good.
It does look good. It looks lovely and rich, doesn't it?
Really rich. It's all coming together really, really nicely. Let us know in the comments below who's hungry.
Okay, this is a bit of a strange ingredient. So I have got here some coffee.
Coffee?
Yes, so it's half a cup of strong coffee in here.
Coffee?
Coffee.
Well, I've never thought we'd be putting strong coffee in this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love coffee.
But you wouldn't expect it in your chili, would you?
Oh,
And now we've got 2 cups of the broth going in.
oh, lovely.
It's beef broth. Now we've got to keep stirring that well, and then we go on to the tomatoes. Okay, now we're going to add 28 ounces of tomatoes. The one thing I did read is Texas chili is not as tomato based as other chilies, so I was surprised that there is actually still tomatoes in this recipe. But Urban Cowgirl Life is a Texan. I think she's like 7th generation Texan or something like that, so I'm assuming she knows what she's talking about. But anyway, she says add these tomatoes but crush them up before you add them into the chili, because then you make it nice and authentic and the chunks of tomato kind of pulp down, if that's the word. Okay, now we just need to crumble the bacon back in. I think more cooking should use your hands. I know you can't obviously stir hot things with your hands, but there's something strangely satisfying about it all. It's like when you're kneading dough and stuff.
We'll be back with this bad boy between 2.5 and 3 hours.
It's been 2.5 hours and I've got to say this house smells amazing. This is what Saturdays are all about, cooking these long, slow dishes. Let's have a little peek at it.
Let's see this here.
Whoa.
I mean, it is bubbling.
Wow. It smells amazing.
It does smell really good. It smells like it's got a real depth of smell and flavour. We haven't used all of the beef broth. We've got just under a cup left, but I'm not sure that it needs it. Let me just show you. I don't think it needs any more sauce in there. It looks like that brisket is going to fall apart when you eat it as well.
Look at that, that looks really rich.
Oh, I can't wait to get this in my belly. I'm going to get this off of the hob so it at least cools down so we can do that taste test. But before we do that, we've got the chips and dips and soda.
So while our Texas chili is cooling down because it's bloody hot, we're going to be tucking into some of these tortilla chips with the dips and trying some of these Mexican sodas.
Should we try one on its own without any dip first? Right, Alana, do you want a chip? Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, very nice.
They're better than the ones I've normally been buying. I don't know how you actually pronounce it, tomatillo or tamahito, but it's that with avocado.
Okay, right. Let's get stuck in. So this is actually made in Bristol.
I was quite excited about that, but they just look so good. They look like the dips we had at the mum and pop restaurants. Ooh, okay.
Just need to make sure it's not too spicy for Alana.
Mummy and Daddy just check it first.
There's a little spice to it. Not a great deal.
I really like that. Go on then. Do a little bit of dip. Oh, you did a scoop. Good girl.
Like a warm.
It's warm, is it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Put it there. Daddy have it?
Daddy, you have some?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It just goes to show how naive I was or am. I only thought there was one type of salsa, like the tomato salsa, which is either mild or spicy. And I think that's because Doritos did it. But like all those different salsas that we tried in Texas, they're just amazing.
Next up, so we've got Mexican cola. Well, the cola is very lively.
Maybe that's why it's Mexican cola.
Okay, right. Maybe let the cola calm down a little bit. We're starting off with the lime. Now, I reckon I probably like this. It's refreshing, but it's quite subtle.
Okay. Refreshing but subtle. Let's try this. Cheers. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you say about subtle because there's some things that are just like almost sour, but that is nice.
Yeah, I like that. One of those things like on a hot day, have one of those.
Oh yeah, very refreshing.
Okay, now we've got the mango. I think I like mango. Oh. Again, quite subtle. Nice.
So this is
subtle.
Not expecting them to be so subtle.
It feels like there's not so much sugar, which is a good thing.
I was just looking, trying to see the nutritional information, because like whether it'd be really full of sugar and things, but I don't really care. This is really nice. I think this is probably a bit more enjoyable. I know what it reminds me of. Is it Fanta Fruit Twist?
I don't think I've had that.
So this salsa is coriander and lime. It smells a little bit like it's got to have a bit of spice in it. I was just checking for Alana purposes, and it does say it's got crushed chili in it. So we might have to see what we think for Alana. Right, let me just try it because it might be spicy.
I
I'm going to say that I can taste olive in there. Like olives? Probably got that completely wrong.
Oh, I don't know. I can't see olives in the ingredients, but I've got to say that reminds me of the fresh breakfast tacos we were having, where it had the fresh coriander, the cilantro that was put on top. They were bursting with flavour. It just tastes really, really fresh.
Yeah. I actually prefer that one.
Do you?
It's finally calmed down. Whoa. Doesn't taste like Coke as we know it. It's nice.
It smells like Coke, but it smells more like we would say cola rather than Coca-Cola. Ooh, I'm going to say it almost has a little bit of a root beery aftertaste.
It's got quite a smooth taste to it. To me, it's a lot more smoother than like Coke.
It reminds me a bit of one of those root beers that we tried when we were in Texas that Alan kindly gave to us. And I can't remember which one, but I like that. But I think my favourite is the mango. Yeah, if you've had Haritos, if you've had them before, let us know what your favourite flavour is, because now we know where we can get these. We will definitely be going back to Otomi to get more, because I'm enjoying this little festival of food on this table.
So we're going to try the Texas Brisket Chili. Cannot wait for this.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. Not typically how we'd have a chili at all with the chopped onions, maybe with the cheese, so I am excited to give this a try. Right. Just hopefully it's not too hot still. Ready?
It's very rich.
Wow.
Bloody hell. What? Bloody hell.
I think for the first time we're speechless. That is something else. Wow. Texas Brisket Chili. Who would have thought it would be so good? Well, actually, we probably thought it would be that good, but I didn't think it'd be that good that we couldn't talk about it.
It's so tasty.
And it's nice because it's not actually that tomatoey. It's like some kind of rich gravy, but the chili's not too much, is it? But it's so much flavour.
The cheese and the raw onion just complements it so nicely.
And darling, you cook that brisket exceptionally well. It's just melting in my mouth. Oh, I don't really know what more to say. So good.
Bloody amazing. That is so good.
I didn't think you'd taste it, and you don't, but that coffee that went in, I think it's just giving it that real deep flavour. I was a little bit sceptical about no rice, no beans, no pasta, because we did the Cincinnati Skyline chili before, and that's with pasta. And I didn't think it would be enough, but this is perfect.
That's really good.
Okay, let's try.
Is this like a thing?
Well, I think traditionally in Texas it would be Fritos, but we haven't got any Fritos. So, tortilla chips it is.
The beef, like you said, melts. The cheese complements it, the onion complements it. But it's just such a rich sauce. And it's just like a nice, like, warm hug. If I wasn't very well, I'd normally have like soup or something, but I'd be like, I would love to have some of this.
Oh yeah, especially because it has got a little bit of spice to it with the chili, but not a kick that makes it burn. I don't think I'm going to go back to making chili the way I used to. I don't think I'm going to use ground mince. I'm not going to use beans. I'm going to
use brisket.
Brisket is best.
Oh my. That's made my day, that is.
You can see why this is an award-winning chili. I think we've just given ourselves an award of this is the best chili we've ever had.
It's better than the ones we have over here.
So good. This is incredible, honestly. If you haven't checked out this recipe, we will post a link in the description. Please go check it out and try it because it is so good. And I'm not sure if all Texas chilies are like this and if everyone's recipe is the same. If they're anything like this, then you will all be eating very well indeed.
This is, for me, hands down 10 out of 10. I know I tend to be quite generous with my markings, but
I'm going to have to echo that.
no, that's so good.
We've been agreeing on a lot of the scores lately, or they've been very close, whereas before we disagreed a little bit, but this, I'd have to go with a 10 out of 10 too. It's so good. And I think Alana could even eat this if she wanted to.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing our reactions when I edit this. Because I was like, what? It just melted.
Mrs. H has shut up for once. She's not talking.
If this video has left you hungry for more, because it's probably made me hungry for more, then subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, it's absolutely free, and it shows us that you are enjoying what we are doing and making. And all that leaves us to say is,
take care.
God bless.
And we'll see you on the next video. That is very good enough.
There you go.